NCEE, the National Centre for Entrepreneurship and Education, sponsor the Times Higher's Outstanding Entrepreneurial University. We were set up in government back in 2004, and our mission continues to support universities to become more entrepreneurial. That's from leadership through to student enterprise. I'm Ceri Nursaw, I'm Chief Exec of NCEE, and I'm so pleased to be joined by Paula Whitehouse, who is Associate Dean for Enterprise at Aston University. Aston deservedly won the Outstanding Entrepreneurial University in 2020 and the current holders of the award, and they join an outstanding list of previous winners. Just going to ask Paula a few questions about what it means to win Outstanding University. So what makes you an outstanding university?
Well, thanks, Ceri, and thank you for having us here today. We are very welcoming to entrepreneurs, and we're very lucky to have a lot of entrepreneurs in our networks. So that's alumni who have started businesses, it's our students who have wonderful entrepreneurial ideas, and it's people in the business community who actually come in and use Aston as a place to learn and to meet people and to grow their businesses. It's grown up over many, many years, and if you look at Aston's history, we were actually started as a technical college at the end of the 19th century, but we were started by the industrialists of Birmingham to really provide the skilled people that they needed for what was really sort of important industrial centre. And if you look at the firsts that Aston has had over the years, they do tend to be on the side of enterprise entrepreneurship. For example, innovation vouchers, that was something that was kind of invented at Aston and has been picked up by the sector elsewhere. The placement year, the employers who were using the technical college to have their people trained, and the people at Aston at that point invented this system where people not only came sort of for evening classes, but actually had a period working within a business and then a period studying, and it became the sandwich year, which is now a placement system that many universities have adopted. So they're all those sorts of things are in our history, and more recently, degree apprenticeships. It's something that we were really quite pleased that we were the first in the country to graduate degree apprenticeships, because we were able to move people from workplace learning scheme that we already had set up. So that's the kind of thing that we tend to do, and our whole ethos at Aston is to do with building knowledge, but then translating it straight away into tangible benefits for business. And we do it on quite a large scale. We have many businesses that we work with, and many of our students, in fact, sort of in the last 10 years, more than 250 students have started businesses with our support. So it's not just a handful, it really is something which is very important to us, and on quite a large scale.
I mean, I think that's one of the things that came across in your application. It feels like a culture in the university, not just something that sits in a unit, but something that is at the heart of the institution, really.
Yes, I'd agree, and we're known as the practical university sort of in the region, the one to go for if you need things done, if you like, and that's actually the way we do open our doors. We have when we're sort of working face to face, clearly we're not at the moment, but we have spaces where people are able to come, and quite often when I'm walking through, I'll see business leaders that I've been working with. They'll be sitting there, they'll be maybe mentoring a student or meeting each other, and I think they just feel that it's somewhere that they can come and talk about new ideas, and that then rubs off clearly on the students and the staff and what we do, and becomes integral as well in the way that we teach. And so our staff are working with businesses and are able to sort of introduce business owners, for example, into the classroom as speakers, and just a whole ecosystem of people who are enthusiastic, skilled, and enterprising is what we've kind of built over the years. So, I mean, you've obviously got a strong sense of Aston University and what it does.
Why is it important to be named Outstanding Entrepreneurial University?
It is something that we want to be known for, and so it's important to us that that's kind of acknowledged externally, and it's not just that we say we're entrepreneurial, it is recognised as that. It's important to us as well so that we can attract entrepreneurial students and staff. Overseas recruitment is something that's important to all universities, and we are lucky in that we have many students coming to us from overseas who have business ideas, and we set up, actually in the last couple of years, an enterprise competition for our postgraduate students, and in fact before they even come to Aston they get coaching in putting a pitch together and they're able to be involved in a competition. So it's that kind of activity that attracts them, and to have that sort of external recognition that we've been named Outstanding Entrepreneurial University, I think is quite important to people elsewhere who perhaps where the brand of Aston isn't so strong because they're further away from us, and that's really quite important. I think it's also important for the students who've started their businesses while they're with us, and also the businesses that we've supported, to feel that yes, actually Aston was the right place to come, and they're part of that story, and that is really nice. It's kind of inclusive approach that we've got, but our networks are so incredibly important to us.
So how did it feel when you won?
To be honest, it was a moment of joy in a tough year. You know, it was 2020. People have had many challenges, and so it was so lovely to have something where we could actually just pause and celebrate something that we feel is very important to us. It's a high-profile award. I've been many times to the awards dinner in London. Obviously, that couldn't happen last year, but you feel as if you're jointly celebrating with the sector. One of the things we do at Aston is collaborate with many other universities on things like business support programmes and initiatives, and many of which I'm involved in at the moment. And actually looking at the people who were at the online ceremony and sort of feeling, you know, getting their congratulations, feeling we were jointly celebrating with them, was just a really lovely thing to do.
It's a shame. It's a shame we couldn't see you face to face, isn't it? But it was a great event anyway, and hopefully.
Yes, and we do. Aston tends to kind of rock up to the ceremony every year because it is important, and you know, we've seen many of our fellow sort of universities winning things in the past, and we'll be there again. So I think, you know, we're part of that story now, which is great.
So how will you build on this award, and how will you build on the work further? What's the future plans?
Our strategy is really quite clear. We've got a beneficiary-led strategy, and so in every part of the university we kind of know where we're heading in terms of getting outcomes for those beneficiaries. So that obviously changes over time. For us recently it's meant really looking to see how businesses and entrepreneurs have been struggling during the pandemic and trying to come in with relevant support for that. We've started a new series of podcasts to give entrepreneurs a voice. That also enables our expert academics to sort of comment on what they see as really innovative approaches during the pandemic, and sort of put those out there to perhaps support other people. We've also been working on the Small Business Leadership Programme, again built during the pandemic to help businesses with resilience, and that's a national programme. So I think those connections that we've built and made nationally will only increase. But our researchers are providing evidence for policymakers about what's been happening for entrepreneurs within the pandemic, and I think that is important for support going forward. Our strategy has been to concentrate our sort of research work and our application of that into key centres of excellence. For example, we've got the Centre of Research in Ethnic Minority Entrepreneurship, which is one of the ways in which we can ensure we're supporting our region with inclusive growth. And we're now building on that. We've got 3 new centres coming, looking at aspects such as responsible business, the circular economy and advanced sustainability, and also cybersecurity. So we'll be looking in new areas, but kind of working in the same way that we've worked before, and building that ecosystem more, so that the things we've got in the pipeline, and some major projects, one, for example, helping women in marginalised communities to build up their enterprise skills, things where we'll be able to solidify those partnerships and kind of actually, through working in that way, increase our impact. So this is important for us. It fits with what we do, and the future looks very exciting.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. It's such difficult times, and actually that, you know, the response that you can provide to your region and nationally actually is going to be so important, isn't it? And the things you describe are just going to be so necessary.
Yes, and it's somewhere where you have to work quite quickly to see what's going on. Things do change, but that means it's really quite an exciting area to be working in.
Yeah. Paula, thank you ever so much for your time today, and we would encourage anybody who is thinking about applying to apply. It's a great award, and one that recognises real entrepreneurial and outstanding practice. So thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Ceri. It's great to talk to you.